Welcome to this video. My name is Christian from BM Premiere, and let's dive into the most controversial topic in House of the Dragon Season 2. Alicent and Criston. Their relationship has set the fandom mad. What is behind all the hate, and why are some fans taking things way too far? Today we're explaining the scales on this fiery debate to explain the deeper issues at play. Alright, let's dive into why this relationship is making everyone so mad. To understand the controversy, we need to look at how things unfolded on screen. In the early episodes of House of the Dragon, we see Alicent Hightower as a dutiful, morally upright young woman. She's portrayed as somewhat naive but principled, often acting as a voice of reason. Meanwhile, Sir Criston Cole starts off as an honorable knight, sworn to celibacy as a member of the Kingsguard. Now here's where things take a turn. Rhaenyra, indiscretion with Criston, Alicent becomes increasingly isolated and paranoid. She starts seeing threats everywhere, especially from Rhaenyra. At the same time, Criston feels betrayed by her, and he becomes bitter and vengeful. Fast forward to Season 2, and suddenly we see Alicent and Criston in an intimate relationship. This is a massive shift for both characters. Alicent, who once judged, and Criston, who was devastated by breaking his vows with Rhaenyra, seems to have no qualms about doing so again with her. This sudden change has left many viewers feeling like the characters they thought they knew have been completely transformed. It's not just that they're in a relationship, it's that this relationship seems to be contradicting everything that we've been told about who these characters are at their core. But here's where it gets really interesting. Why this relationship is not just surprising but actually problematic for many viewers. It's not just about the shock value, there's some serious issues at play here. First off, there's the question of power. Alicent is a queen and Criston is sworn to serve and protect her. And not in that way. This immediately raised concerns. Even if both parties are willing, the imbalance of power makes their relationship ethically questionable at best. Then there's the hypocrisy angle. Remember how harshly Alicent judged Rhaenyra for her sexual choices. Now she's doing the exact same thing she condemned. This feels like a betrayal of Alicent's character to many fans who admire her moral stance and compass. As for Criston, again, his whole arc was about the pain and regret of breaking his vows. To see him so casually enter into another forbidden relationship feels like it undermines his entire character development. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Some fans argue that this relationship actually makes sense given the character's isolation and sheer resentments. They see it as a twisted but understandable result of the pressure both of the characters are under or in top. However, many viewers feel the show has not done enough to justify this massive shift. It's one thing for characters to evolve, it's another for them to suddenly act in ways that seem completely different to everything we knew about them. Speaking of different behavior, let's talk about how this relationship plays into larger storytelling issues. Let's look at the bigger picture here and zoom out. This controversial relationship is not happening in a vacuum. It's part of a larger story, and that's where things get really interesting again. Remember how the first season was all about setting up this complex dynamic between Alicent and Rhaenyra. Their friendship turned villain was at the heart of the show, and many viewers were invested in this relationship, seen as an exploration of how politics and power can corrupt even the friends and the closest bonds. Now with Alicent and Criston affair, some fans feel like that central conflict has been sidelined. Instead of diving deeper in the complexities of Alicent and Rhaenyra's relationship like the both characters on screen, the show seems to be pivoting towards more conventional romantic drama. This obviously has sparked a heated debate among fans. On one side, you have those who argue that this new relationship adds another layer to the story. They see it as a way to explore how being alone and sheer resentment can bring unlikely people together. But on the other side, you have fans who feel like this is a step backward for the show. They argue that it reduced Alicent's character to a simple jealous ex-friend rather than the multi-layer character that she was set up to be. And here's where it gets really interesting as well. Some viewers are taking this approach that the show may be falling into a trap of sexing up these female characters at the expense of more meaningful storytelling or visual. They point out that obviously Allison's most significant character development in season 2 seems to be resolving around this romantic relationship rather than the political storyline and personal growth that we can expect from the book. Now, here's where we can add another twist to this tale. The backlash to this storyline has been taking an ugly turn, leading to some serious real-world consequences. Okay, let's talk about this controversy that has been spilled over from the screen into the real life, because this is where things get really concerning. The backlash against Allison and Kristen relationship has not just been limited to online debates and negative reviews. Some fans have taken their frustration way too far, targeting the actors themselves with harassment and abuse. Fabian Frankel, who plays Kristen, has been hit particularly hard by this. He's faced a lot of hate comments on social media, with some fans seemingly unable to separate the actor from the character he portrays. It's gotten so bad that Frankel has had to limit comments on his Instagram to shield himself from the hate and online comments. This kind of behavior is not only unacceptable, but it also highlights the disturbing trend in the fandom culture. We see more and more instances where passionate fans cross the line, forgetting that the actors are real people who are simply doing their jobs. What's really ironic about this situation is that by harassing the actors, these so-called fans are showcasing the same kind of toxic behavior they're claiming to not like about the show. I can do this video, but I'm not gonna go and leave comments to the actor, which obviously we have to learn how to separate the two things. This harassment doesn't just affect the actors, it can have a chilling effect on the entire creative process. Writers and showrunners might become hesitant to take risks or explore other storylines. So as we await for the next episodes of House of the Dragon, let's remember that every character is a real person, and behind every storyline are creators trying to tell a compelling story. We can be passionate, we can be critical, but above all, we should be respectful. The Dance of Dragons may be fictional, but its impact on our world is very real. That's the video for today. What are your thoughts on the storyline? Even if you don't like it, I would like to hear your thoughts. My name is Christian, I'm Beyond Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.